Hello again, guys. I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
And I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture. And no, you're not getting another line of inspiration today because you've already had one, you greedy goobers.
Coming up, The Undertaker is returning to WWE TV next week.
Big news on a potential tag team signing for WWE.
And an update on what AEW have got that planned for their weekly TV show. This is the news.
This is the news, but up first, we have the reveal. Well, not really the reveal. It was revealed last night. What am I talking about? We have Jon Moxley's official first match in All Elite Wrestling. A shot across the bow of anyone who thinks that this is still a work. Basically, what we have is the news that Agent Ambrose will be going face-to-face with certified lunatic and potential crazy person Joey Janela at the Fyter Fest event, which takes place on June 29th at the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, Florida. This was set up on a recent episode of Being the Elite when Joey Janela was sparking up a cigarette backstage and Mr. Moxley came along and stole it from him. That absolute rascal.
It's a nice callback to Chris Jericho and Kane and a cup of coffee there.
Yes, it is.
I think this is the perfect first match for Jon Moxley in AEW, and I can't wait for it. Obviously, we're looking forward to them building towards Omega versus Moxley, probably at All Out, I assume.
You'd imagine so, yeah.
But yeah, in terms of a first match against someone who's another fan favourite and a match that you can tell was probably going to be really good,
yeah,
Janela's the perfect guy.
I mean, they're going to go mental, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the interesting thing about this card, I'll just read the card to you. It already has a hardcore match in Michael Nakazawa versus Jabali, although if you're kind of familiar with the BTE universe, I just called it universe, that's very WWE. If you're familiar with BTE, you know that probably isn't going to be the most serious match, so who knows, whereas Janela and Moxley could be really fun if they get some plunder and some weapons involved. You also have Cody versus another lunatic in Darby Allin. There's a lot of mental people on this card. And even more lunatics as the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega team in what you think would be the main event to face the Lucha Brothers and apparently Pac, who's still on the card despite the creative differences that led to him pulling out of Double or Nothing. So it'll be interesting to see if that match actually remains intact, but it's still being advertised, so pretty interesting stuff.
Can you imagine if we get that match? Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus the Lucha Bros. That Young Bucks Lucha Bros match, you know, would have been match of the night, I think if Cody and Dustin and just stole the show.
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
A rematch of that with added Omega and Pac. Sounds good to me.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Like, I'm really dying to see what Omega and Pac can do together in the ring in particular. But, let's hope they've been able to mend fences with Pac because he's obviously a phenomenal talent, a great heel.
They need more heels in AEW, don't they?
Yeah, no, they really do. Like, I mentioned this in an article yesterday. If you look at all the top guys in that promotion, you know, Jericho's a heel and Moxley's probably going to be some kind of weird tweener where he jumps in between. But then it's Young Bucks, Kenny, Cody. They're all playing face at the moment. Some of them are better suited to being heels. They do need to establish some more. Bringing in Pac would be a nice quick fix for that. But back to the match, pivot back to that. Moxley versus Janela is going to be fun. They're going to kill each other. It's going to have all kinds of mental spots. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing what Jon Moxley can do in AEW. Of course, he's going to wrestle for New Japan on, I think it's the 5th of June. He's facing Juice Robinson for the IWGP United States title. It's going to be cool to see what this guy can do now easily.
It's such an exciting time, regardless of who you support, to be a wrestling fan.
It really is. It really is.
I should have clarified as well. I said they need more heels. They also have the greatest heel in wrestling right now in MJF. I love you, MJF.
They also have Luchasaurus, man.
That's the new signing.
The new signing, Luchasaurus.
Yes!
Basically, a big 6'5" guy put on a mask, decided he was a dinosaur, and he's absolutely class. If you don't believe us, go and watch the Casino Battle Royale from the buy-in pre-show. It's on YouTube, it's free, you have no excuse, but if you want to get into Luchasaurus, go and see why he became the office's new favourite wrestler.
Alongside Orange Cassidy.
Yes, oh my goodness, those kicks. Shibata sucks.
Right, moving on. Let's move on to WWE for now. Because last night on SmackDown Live, they made the announcement that The Undertaker is going to be appearing on Monday Night Raw next week. Now, of course, the last time we saw The Undertaker was on the Raw after WrestleMania, where he interrupted Elias, hit him with a chokeslam and a tombstone piledriver. But Taker is going to be there, presumably, to promote his match with Goldberg, which is taking place next Friday at Super Showdown. Yes, that match is actually happening.
The Undertaker versus Goldust in
No chance.
in 2019. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. I cannot wait to see how it goes down. For
Yeah.
there is so much perverse entertainment to be had with this nonsense, isn't there?
Yeah, no word on whether or not Bill Goldberg will be showing up on WWE TV
That'd
next
be
week
cool.
tomorrow night as well. Chances are we're probably going to get something from him, considering how much money they're probably chucking at this. But yeah, Taker is going to be there on Monday Night Raw next week. And a quick little caveat as well regarding Super Showdown. Another match was added to the card last night as well. It is going to be a 3-on-1 match, a handicap match between the Lucha House Party and Lars Sullivan. Good luck, Lucha House Party.
Yeah, they're going to get eaten alive, aren't they? Either way, like, it's hard to know what to expect of The Undertaker on Monday. He'll probably turn up. He'll do his 10-minute ring entrance. He'll probably cut a 2-minute promo. Maybe we'll get Big Bad Bill doing a selfie promo or something.
Yes.
Who knows? Either way,
in those weird sunglasses he sometimes has.
as long as it's high banter, I don't mind. Man.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait for Super Showdown for 2 reasons. All the mad banter matches and the fact it's on at a reasonable time here in the UK. So
It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon,
love
brother.
it.
Finish work, watch the show. Ideal. Anyway, shall we pivot? Shall we move on?
That's Jeremy Pivot. Doesn't work.
Jeremy Pivot. You need an entourage, mate. Basically, what we have here is a new tag team that are potentially joining WWE, a former Impact Wrestling tag team, in fact. Those guys being Reno Scum, that is the team of Luster the Legend and Adam Fornstone, not Andrew Fornstone, like some other sources have weirdly reported. Anyway, this comes from a tweet from Mr. Fornstone, which says, before it hits the dirty dirts, Legend and I may sign with the WWE this week. So, that in itself sounds pretty definitive, right? He's basically saying that we're going there. But the interesting thing about this is that WWE historically have not played nice when it comes to wrestlers announcing that they're going there, even when it seems blatantly obvious before the company have the chance to do it themselves. So, if they are legitimately in WWE's crosshairs and they've agreed a deal, this might land them in a little bit of hot water.
Yeah, maybe so, although on days like this, they should probably take a step back and think about, what ex-employees might be saying about them on, I don't know, podcasts, and maybe think about going forward with maybe a slightly different strategy for sending a tweet. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Either way, it's like another tag team that's kind of snapped up off the indies. These guys weren't in Impact for a long time, but they're a good set of real scuzzy, grimy, gritty performers, very charismatic.
Where are they going to fit in WWE's stacked tag team division?
Yes, they have so many great, incredible tag teams at the moment.
Being booked so well, most importantly of all.
In all seriousness, you'd imagine they'll throw them in NXT, but, there's not even a lot going on down there at the moment.
Throw them in NXT so they can actually have a nice time before they brought them to the main
Yeah,
roster.
enjoy your wrestling for another year, because once you hit Raw or SmackDown, baby, it's curtains.
Not pretty. But yeah, it's nice to see WWE signing up another exciting tag team and an exciting duo. And look, this is what's going to happen now. It's AEW versus WWE when it comes to signing potential new free agents. And, well, it's going to be one or the other for most people, I'd say. Right, let's move on and mention AEW now, because Tony Khan has been doing an interview with Busted Open Radio and made a bit of clarification regarding what to expect from AEW's TV show. Now, of course, that's probably going to launch sometime in the autumn. Most people are suspecting that it'll be in and around the same time that SmackDown moves to Fox and therefore moves to Friday nights, and potentially AEW's could be Tuesday Night Dynamite. No confirmation on that yet. But yes, Tony Khan was doing an interview and said that their weekly television show will be a serious sport-based product with the best wrestling. The full quote, what he said in the interview, says, we're going to provide a serious sport-based product with the best wrestling, with the best bell to bell. Something you're going to notice more and more in our shows is they're going to take place in and around the ring. We're not going to go out of the arena. We're not going to spend half the show backstage in dressing rooms or choreographed segments. I wonder who that could be referencing. Now, for those of you who are wondering whether or not we're going to get more sort of being the elite style stuff on their TV show, Tony also clarified that, basically saying that the series would continue but probably not feature on their TV product. He said there's plenty of time outside the matches to focus on storyline advancement and funny sketches. We can do all that, and nobody does that comedy better than our guys. There is nothing funnier in wrestling than being the elite, but there's a time and place for it. We have a great balance between the two, and we're going to keep doing that. Sounds like the right decision, this.
Seems like the right blend, especially with regards to the TV product, because what he's saying, number one, it speaks to me like 100%. That's what I want from wrestling, subjectively. And two, no one else is doing that. Raw and SmackDown are obviously big, bombastic sports entertainment theaters. Impact is Impact has a goddamn undead spirit realm with Su Yung, for God's sake.
Oh, yeah.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, by the way. I'm just saying it's not a real sport presentation. Your other weekly TV products, you're looking at, well, I mean, NXT does kind of have that, but it has the backstage stuff mixed in as well. MLW is very much a sports entertainment-y product as well. So they're doing the right thing. They're providing something a little bit different. I don't think like their formula for success will be as simple as letting the wrestlers wrestle. And I do think that they will have some heavy sports entertainment elements, but it's probably going to hark back to the days, like the wrestling that Cody Rhodes loves, the late 80s, early 90s WCW. And I think that, although it's like quite a vintage retro style, I think that'll be very refreshing after like almost 20 years of complete WWE domination.
Yeah, and I think the news of this, combined with the rumours surrounding sort of unscripted promos and the other stuff that Cody suggested they're going to do going forward, should get a lot of people excited. And I think whether or not you're a fan of AEW, if you're a WWE fan, it's worth giving it a chance. It's not going to be going head-to-head against the likes of Raw or SmackDown. And we all want more wrestling in our lives, don't we?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, good wrestling, I should say, sorry.
Yeah, I could do without like another 3 hours of WWE or something like that.
I'm absolutely fine for that.
5 a week's enough.
Yeah, let's move on to your Twitter questions. Don't forget you can tweet them at us at WhatCulture WWE. Me the 6, you the 9 has tweeted us saying, do you see the WWE doing another Jinder Mahal out of nowhere type push, hashtag push, anytime soon? And if so, who gets it?
Oh god, yeah, they're totally going to do that at some point, aren't they? They love that crap, particularly in like the post-WrestleMania season. Surprisingly, they haven't really done one this year. But I don't know, maybe a guy like Mojo Rawley, like they gave him that goofy, stupid face paint, and he can at least like jump around a little bit.
Maybe we'll give it to someone like EC3, who you just brought up and didn't do anything with. So
yeah.
As someone's pointed out, and it's been mentioned numerous times, MJF is the guy EC3 should be.
Yes,
WWE.
100%. MJF is the best.
Right, moving on to the next question comes from Jeff Bone, who says,
Tony's brother.
After thinking for a few days, do you think too many of the Elite / the Elite's friends won at Double or Nothing? SCU, Bucks, Cody, and Hangman all went over. They could have used the show to put a team like Strong Hearts over.
A valid point about Strong Hearts, but I think like this feeds into a wider narrative that has kind of been breaking out. We had it in the live stream comments. Just before the main event, saying that if Omega wins over Jericho, it's just Hall and Nash all over again, and they're controlling the booking. I don't agree with that. It's just one show, and here's the thing. Like, look at the people on that show. These are the stars. Kenny Omega is, he lost, but he's a star. Chris Jericho's obviously a bigger one. The Young Bucks are massive stars in the context of this promotion. So is Cody. If you look at those matches, I think they made the right booking decisions. You know, there's a chance that the Young Bucks Lucha Brothers thing is influenced by AAA, who have those tag titles. That is a possibility. Either way, that thing could have really gone either way. Cody was always going to beat Dustin, so that's the thing. I don't think there's anywhere near enough evidence to suggest that that's how things are going to pan out going forward, but for now, these guys are the stars. Beating them should be built up. And if you look at the Strong Hearts team, it's like, you know, El Lindemann's only been wrestling for 5 years. T-Hawk is phenomenal, but he is a complete unknown to most of the people, like, around the world. SCU are one of the most overacts. There's no problem whatsoever with the young guys losing to them just now, although Shima's like in his 40s. These guys will come up. There will be more time. It's just one show. Give it time.
We don't know anything about what has gone on backstage, but I'd like to think with all these guys' experience in the industry and obviously certain guys' experience in the WWE, anytime they're booking themselves to go over, they really take a step back, think about what the man who sat on that throne they would have blown up would have done, and really take the time. But I think, like you say, Cody had to win. I had, in my predictions, Omega winning and the Young Bucks losing. So it kind of went to plan. And I agree with the SCU thing. You can't. I think without burying the Strong Hearts at all, your opening match on your opening pay-per-view, you kind of want a memorable team to win. And SCU came out, cut that promo, and then won the match. It was the right decision for me.
And I think, like, just one final point, I don't want to go on forever and ever, but look at the losers in these matches. Did any of them really lose anything? I don't think so. Strong Hearts came away looking stronger. Lucha Brothers, they had that phenomenal match. They looked great. Omega will recover, obviously. I think it's a good thing. Dustin Rhodes is now doing this angle with Cody.
Yeah. It all makes sense with storylines going forward, you're right. Right, let's move on to our final question, which comes from Fatima Khan, who says, which match are you most looking forward to at NXT TakeOver 25 this Saturday, and which match do you think will steal the show? We've got another pay-per-view this weekend.
Woo! Crazy, isn't it? The content never sleeps. The match I am most looking forward to is Velveteen Dream versus Tyler Breeze. Like, just from a pure curiosity standpoint, they had an awesome little promo segment on last week's NXT. They're two characters that I can see meshing really well. Is a bit of a question mark over Tyler Breeze. You know, we haven't seen him in a big match situation in a long time. Dream is obviously awesome. These guys are both very charismatic, very magnetic, and it's just another challenge for Dream, who is the best rookie in the business. I think with regards to stealing the show, I think that consensus will say that it will be Cole versus Gargano.
I'm the opposite. I'm most looking forward to Cole Gargano again because it was one of my favourite wrestling matches ever, that 2 out of 3 falls match. I absolutely loved that. And yeah, I think Breeze versus Dream, like, half of it's not even the wrestling between those two. It's the bits in between the wrestling that I can't wait for those two to do.
The little interactions.
And you know how sometimes WWE does like a watch-along thing for their main... If you could just get Vince watching that and film that for me, just for my own personal enjoyment, to see how confused he gets watching Tyler Breeze versus Velveteen Dream and all that they do in that match. Oh, that'd be lovely.
Why are they wearing pink?
Right. Let's move on to today's and finally, and I think quite a few people could have probably guessed what we're going to reference here.
This bonfire.
Vince Russo!
Hey!
Anytime you find yourself agreeing with Vince Russo, or even your opinions matching up with him, you should probably take a long, hard look in the mirror, which I am off to do as soon as we finish here, because Vince Russo tweeted yesterday, and myself and no doubt Andy Murray have been inundated with people referencing
my mentions yesterday, man.
Saying, there's no question that WWE and AEW are in bed together. None. Several things don't add up. When you look at the entire picture, it becomes evident. Bro, you're being worked.
You are being worked by Vince Russo.
Yes.
This is what he does, man. He just makes up over-the-top, ridiculous nonsense that gets people's attention, and then that coasts him along on some crap new podcast that is a big bag of bollocks and no one should ever dignify with a click. That carries him along for 6 months. He runs out of attention. He runs out of steam. He waits a couple of months and he does it again. Don't fall for this moron and his nonsense,
Yeah,
please.
I realise, we've been doing this for quite some time with Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose, now Agent Ambrose angle.
Yeah.
But I think if there's anything in the world that will stop me doing the Dean Ambrose leaving WWE as a work, it might be this.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go and have a think about this now because...
To be fair, you're not doing the work for this, is it?
I know, I just feel any time that I'm aligning with Vince Russo, I've really made a mistake somewhere.
You've got to get a point. Let's just put him in the river Tyne.
I liked that tweet so I could remember it for now. I'm immediately going and liking it now. Don't worry.
Do.
Right, let us know your thoughts on that and all of today's news stories in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And send us more Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE. But no more Vince Russo stuff, eh?
Yeah.
Watch there on Twitter. You can follow both of us. You can follow him at
Andy H. Murray. You're not getting another H.
It's been a long day already.
Yeah, Vince Russo.
You can follow me at Adam Wilborn. As I said, follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. My thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.